Just talk loud.
Are you in your underwear, Billy? Are you wearing
underwear?
Are you wearing pants?
You're okay? Out there?
Can I hear? You're a bit muffled, Jason.
Can you hear everybody? Maybe I should come closer because I'm in the light.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you better, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Can you guys hear okay?
Everybody here, give him a big round of applause so he can do it.
Woo!
So if you don't know Billy Clift is... We do too, Billy.
Glad you're home safe.
Yeah, thank you.
It's good that you're not dead. 3-hour ride home. Well, then leave earlier next time. Anyway, so I had the pleasure of working with Billy. I met him around 10 years ago. We were both standing in line for a red carpet at a film called Walk a Mile in My Paradas, and Billy came over to me and said, "We are going to be friends. You have no choice." Well, this is true, and he cast me in his film Hush Up, Sweet Charlotte, and we've been closer than ever, and we're working on another film together right now called Redlining that I directed, and he's the editor and DP, so give him a big round of applause.
Yay!
So what's interesting about Billy to me is I think he is the premier director for parody films. Hush Up, Baby Jane, and hopefully soon other films. Billy, what made you want to do a parody film on Baby Jane 15 years ago?
Probably because I'm very gay. It was something, I think we've all been fascinated by that film ever since we were a kid. I remember coming home and watching the $1 Million Movie.
Oh, yeah.
When you got home from school. And I remembered watching Whatever Happened to Baby Jane and just being fascinated by it. Being fascinated by the way she portrayed it, her costumes, trying to be like the little girl. We just thought it was so macabre, And I saw Matthew Martin in a play in San Francisco. And I went, wouldn't that be ridiculous if somebody did a parody, used him, and make a movie about it, Just try to almost scene by scene, and that's what you're going to be watching tonight, is almost scene by scene, if you haven't seen it already, of the original film, with the same script, but completely wacko. And one day, after I was really trying to get into the film industry for the first time, after being a hair and makeup artist all my life, we ran into, it was 2008, and I was about to do a film on Elizabeth Montgomery's last 3 months of her life, and then all the money was pulled. We had 75% of the film money. Christina Applegate was going to play Elizabeth Montgomery.
Wow.
And it was all pulled because everything was freaky in 2008, and I just went, well, what can I do? What can I do for practically nothing? What can I do with compassion and just do something funny and get my feet wet? And so we did this movie. And so this was my first feature film. We did it for, I think, $17,000. Nobody really got paid. It was all because we had to do set decks. We had to do costumes. We had to have costumes made that were correct for her, right? These were all the things that we spent it on, and food to make sure everybody was fed, on and on and on. But everybody did it out of complete passion, and so it was really like, Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland saying, let's do a show. Well, we made a parody. And it was incredibly well received. It was received well by Variety, Fangoria, and so many amazing reviews that came out afterwards. And so I love this film. I loved making this film.
So this brings me to Matthew Martin. If you don't know who Matthew Martin is, he is the premier Betty Davis impersonator and is probably one of the most successful at it, and is so well known in San Francisco where you were living at the time. So were you friends with Matthew, or how did you meet him? Did you just go to see his show? And
no, I was not friends with him. I saw him in the show, and I would say even months later after I saw the show, after it was just driving me crazy in my head, I finally reached out to him through friends, and I started talking to him about it. And I think he probably thought I would never do it.
He probably was amazed, I'm thinking.
I got all these people together, and we did it. And he was excited, was so amazing in the show, as you'll see, as well as so many other wonderful San Francisco people. And you know, Heklina, of course, in it. This was, I was so excited that, you know, we all know that he passed not that long ago, and so I'm so happy that he gets to be in this
immortalized,
you know, this cult classic, and gets to live on.
What's really interesting, Billy, is the way you directed this film. It was so real, but yet heightened. It was almost like being in a musical. And I remember when I was working with Matthew on Hush Up, I'd never done a parody film. And is that the way you directed Matthew, or did he already have an idea of how he was going to play the part?
Well, it was a combination, because I definitely wanted to make sure that he was real, as opposed to totally overly camp. I knew that I felt that, you know, you didn't need much on film, of course, to have a, you know, one eye up or a smirk, and it would show everything. So it was just pulling him down a little bit, but he caught on very, very quickly to make it still camp, it's still big, but it wasn't. And I also did something very different in this film, is that I wanted to make it dark, and I also hoped that I could try to make the audience feel some sympathy for her, because in reality, the poor girl, and you know, I'm sure everybody there knows the story, is that, you know, she was really duped by the sister. She told her that she broke her legs, and the reality is, you know, it happened in a different way. So she was going to kill her, you know, and so I wanted to try to bring out some sympathy in this film, and I hope that you're going to see that tonight for those who have never seen it before.
His performance,
you know, what is that? We painfully tried to do each scene very similar to like the original, with the best ability that we had, by using an old mansion in Alamo Square, right near the Painted Ladies. And
in San Francisco.
I think, you know, I can still look at it today and be very, very proud of this film.
Well, I think the performance that Matthew gave had such depth, even though it was so funny, had such depth and was so real, and those eyelashes had a life unto themselves. Oh my God!
Eyelashes.
Oh my God!
They were another character in this film.
They entered the room 5 minutes before he did. Oh yeah, he blinked, I disappeared. So also, you were talking about, you filmed in San Francisco, the cast of characters. How did you know all these wonderful actors that you got in the film? Where did you get them?
Well, they were all local theater people, and I saw them on stage. You know, we had some of them were in the show that Matthew Martin was in. It was a show called Christmas with the Crawfords, and
they all know that here very well, Billy, in Palm Springs. Billy, they all know that show very well here in Palm Springs. That show plays here every year until we're probably dead. It's the law.
Yes, and she played the maid as Baby Jane.
Oh.
I was mesmerized every time she came out, and we got some of the other characters from that show as well. But I became friends with a lot of the theater people who just were loved by the city. You know, it's a very different city, that San Francisco, and they really support their own creatives, and they all become big stars in that lovely little town. And so I think I pulled the best of them, as you people will see tonight, and it shows so much better on a screen as well, because you know what I mean. You can all laugh at the same one and just really get all of it. It's contagious, right?
So 15 years ago, you did this film.